Hi guys, how you doing? Welcome to St James's Park, where there's good news. I'm sure you're all aware by now regarding Sandro Tonali and his suspension. You'll be aware for the last few weeks now, 5 or 6 weeks, the FA have been investigating a misconduct charge handed down to Sandro Tonali. But really interested in what's come out in the FA's written reasons surrounding this, because in essence, the 2-month suspended sentence that Sandro Tonali has been given has been handed to him because he's been so open, honest, transparent and cooperative in all of this. So firstly, what does the suspension mean? So the 2-month suspended sentence means that unless Sandro Tonali commits a further breach, a further offence between now and the end of next season, then that suspended sentence will not be served and he will not miss any further football for Newcastle United. So he will be back playing for Newcastle United on August the 27th later this year, just a couple of weeks into next season, as long as he doesn't commit any further offences. And I have to say, after listening and reading listening to the FA and reading the written reasons, I would be very surprised if Sandro Tonali does lapse again, because as they say, he has been open, honest, transparent, proactive, very diligent, and he has self-referred himself. They say that without Sandro Tonali's self-referral, they would not have a case against him. There would be no case against the player. So he has, in essence, brought the case upon himself, and he's voluntarily told them about the matches that he's placed bets on. Now, of course, you'll know that he's already serving that 10-month ban handed down by the Italian FA. I think there were worries from Eddie Howe. We've heard from him in his press conferences the last couple of weeks, worries amongst you guys as supporters, and for Sandro Tonali himself, that 10-month ban, which runs until August the 27th, might be extended further into next season once the FA looked into this. But because he's been so open and honest, as I say, and he's self-referred himself, and he's cooperated throughout the whole investigation, the FA have decided to give him a suspended sentence rather than any further ban bolted onto that end of 10 months. So good news for all concerned, and it shows that the honesty from the Italian has paid dividends in the end. What the written reasons also indicate as well, or they tell us, is the amount of games that Tonali has admitted to betting on. So he's admitted to betting on between 40 and 50 matches or accumulators. He says he can't remember the exact amount. 4 of those bets involved Newcastle United, 3 of them accumulators. One of them a single bet. The single bet was on Newcastle to beat Manchester City back in September in the Carabao Cup, which incidentally Newcastle won that night. The other 3 were accumulators involving Newcastle matches. I think one was against West Ham, one was against, he couldn't remember whether it was Burnley or Brighton, and one was against Brentford, so they were accumulators. And he's also admitted that on any of the bets he's placed, in any of the 40 to 50 bets he's placed, he says he can't remember the exact number, but in any of them, none of the bets have exceeded €10,000. So look, it's still a lot of money, a huge amount of money that we're talking about here, that Sandro Tonali has admitted to betting with or betting on. But that openness and cooperation and transparency has really helped him with the punishment. And the good news for you guys as fans is that Sandro Tonali will be back playing in the Newcastle United jersey on August the 27th, so long as he, 1, doesn't lapse again, or 2, doesn't get injured between now and then, because of course he's still been training with Newcastle United and working hard over the last 6 or 7 months. He's more than halfway through that initial 10-month ban handed down by the Italian FA, and it feels like the end point is in sight now for Tonali, and I very much feel like it will be like a new signing next season, having him back in the starting lineup. And I think everyone's looking forward to seeing how he bonds with Bruno Guimaraes, should Bruno Guimaraes still be here at the start of next season. So look, I think everyone involved in this, and everyone connected with the club, can be pleased with the outcome, and it shows that what honesty and transparency does for you. So that is the nuts and bolts of it. And they've said, the FA, that what they've used as mitigation is just how open he has been, and what they've also said is that because he's only betted on Newcastle to win, the integrity of the game and the integrity of the player himself has not been brought into question, because he's essentially been betting on his own team to win, and he's not been betting on Newcastle to draw or lose, or himself to be sent off or booked, or whatever that may be. So that's where we are with it. I hope I've kind of broken it down a little bit for you, probably made it a little bit more confusing for you, but 2 months suspended sentence, and that will only come into play, that extra 2 months, if he commits another breach, which you would expect would be very unlikely given how helpful he's been with this whole investigation. So it's kind of where we were, and Eddie Howe's pleas with the FA at his press conference a couple of weeks ago have obviously been taken in by the FA, in addition to Sandro Tonali's honesty, and he'll be back in a Newcastle United shirt at the end of August, just a couple of weeks into the new season. So I think a relief for everyone, good news, and it'll be interesting to hear what Eddie Howe's got to say on that at his news conference tomorrow morning, and I'll bring you some analysis from that afterwards. So that's it for now, guys. Leave your comments below, interested to hear what you all think, and subscribe if you haven't done already. Cheers now.